We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
And he drives it into right center field. Hit it hard. This baby is way back. On here.
We are live. We're doing it live. We are doing it live today. And ranking all 40 of the San Francisco Giants players on the 40-man rotation, whether they're coming back next year or not. What a disappointing season it was for the San Francisco Giants. Obviously, decent first half, looking pretty good in a playoff spot, and then things just fell apart. Around July 1st, I want to say, things went downhill, and they went downhill fast. Couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. The rotation was like non-existent. Bullpen game after bullpen game. Struggles with the bullpen. Doval even struggled a bit down the stretch. And here we are, not in the playoffs, which are going on, and it looks like my predictions completely sucked. So the Rangers are looking good, possibly about to bounce the Rays. The Brewers about to get bounced, if not already. So not looking too good for my predictions, but oh well. Let's get into this, though. I watched or listened to every single game, almost didn't miss an inning. Might have missed an inning here or there, but paid attention to every game this year, did post games for every single game. So welcome in all the regulars, Brady, Domino, Logan, the Calliope Connection. Thank you for being here. We're not going to waste no time. We got the tier out. I'm not going to rank, I'm not going to grade the coaches because I really don't know. It's really hard to say. Although Gabe Kapler did get fired with 3 games left, and he's no longer in the equation. But we're just going to do players, and I have no names here, just faces. So hopefully I recognize the faces. As far as as far as Alex Wood go, Alex Cobb, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Cobb, I think, was really good this year. Not great, not perfect. He's never been a ace type pitcher. He's going to go win 40 games. But he battled. He almost threw a no-hitter, 1 out from a no-hitter, stayed relatively healthy. I think a solid B for Alex Cobb to get the ranking started today. And be sure to put your thoughts in the comment section in the chat as I go. We're doing it live today. And Alex Cobb, really good pickup for the Giants over the past couple seasons. And I look forward to see what he can do to help this team going forward. But again, he hasn't been... it hasn't been like an ace because you don't expect that from him, but he's been solid for us. Alex Wood, on the other hand, he's been good when he's healthy. He's been off and on. He'll come in as like a bulk guy after the opener and give us 4 or 5 solid innings. Felt like he had some good outings towards the end of the season down the stretch, but again, spent a lot of time on the IL this year. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like about a C maybe for Alex Wood this season. Kona Island agreeing with Cobb at a B level. And then next, we are going to go with, is this DeSclafani? He didn't really pitch this year, so we're going to go not applicable. He's been on the IL, I think, pretty much all season long. Has he even pitched in a game this year? Maybe real early in the season, but DeSclafani didn't see enough from him to really be able to give an honest grade. But as far as Slater goes, again, injury prone, off and on the IL. I remember one incident, he comes off the injured list. We're so excited to have him back. Hits a ground ball or something, and running to first, he pulls a hammy, and he's back on the IL. So Austin Slater just off and on the injured list, and then when he is healthy, he's pretty good. He produces, he hits the ball hard, but I didn't feel like he had as many really clutch moments this year. And I don't know if he's underutilized or what, but then again, he can't stay healthy, so it's hard to say he's underutilized because half the time he's not on the active roster. So I'm going to give a C, a solid C to my man, Austin Slater. Kona Island says Wood, C minus, D plus. Yeah, I'll give him a C. I'll throw him in the C tier. Blake Sable's a Rule 5 guy. Blake Sable has been pretty reliable all year long. He's a high strikeout guy. Defensively, a lot there to be desired. He's not the best defensive catcher. A lot of passed balls. That's what you get with him. but with the bat, he hit a walk-off home run this year, hit several home runs. The power was there, extra base hits, clutch hitting, and timely hitting, which we don't get very much with this 2023 team. And I think that Blake Sabol was surprisingly good this year. And hey, he made it through the whole season as a Rule 5 guy. So he's not a A. He's not a S. S, by the way, is superior. Freaking, that's the top. So only the best of the best get to S. I'm going to say between a C and a B. I think a lot of people put him at C, but I'm going B. Based on expectations, as a Rule 5 guy, you're not even expected to finish the year. Usually they're gone within a month. So Blake Sabol, I'm giving a B to. Okay, much to the dismay of many fans. M. Billy says S for Sabol, superior, but I'm saying a B, and Kona Island agrees, a B as a Rule 5 pick. SF Giants recap. Part ways with Slater. Time to move on from Slater. Michael Roeder even agrees with that. But yeah, I can't grade the coaches. Like, I don't know. For all I know, some of these coaches are really good or maybe really terrible. But players, we can see their performance. We actually watch them play. So there it is. Is it a sliding scale? I'm not sure what that means. But in my opinion, Logan says that sucked. But who's next on the list? A sliding scale means I can change it as I go. If that's what that means, if someone says something to convince me, maybe, but probably not. But this is going to be one of the toughest. A Giants legend, 2 World Series, Brandon Crawford, future Wall of Famer. He is a legend, but he didn't have his best year. In fact, he didn't have a good year at all. He hit under 200, made some uncharacteristic errors for Brandon Crawford. Spent a lot of time on the injured list and wasn't healthy and really didn't help this team that much this year. Really nice send-off last time. I think the question is, do we have the heart to give Brandon Crawford an F? Just his presence makes the season a little more entertaining. And it is Brandon Crawford. For the time being, unless y'all convince me otherwise, I can't go lower than a D for the legend. I'm sorry. But Brandon Crawford this year was not good. Didn't really help this team a whole lot. It's graded on a curve. It's graded like, compared to expectations and what we expect from you, what you did. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I may give you an S, it doesn't mean you're Babe Ruth. It just means for what we expected from you, you gave it that much and even more. Robert Roberts says next year, all A's. Woo! Woo! So, all 40 men on the roster, M. Billy. All 40-man roster. So, yes, Bailey should be here. Next this is Wisely. This is Wisely. Brett Wisely was decent coming up, replacing injured guys, just filling in for a while. Hit a couple of home runs, first big league hit, first big league homer. Really nice defensive plays at times, but he didn't really hit very well. Some of it was luck. He did hit the ball hard and it would be caught. But honestly, I mean, all told, I think he's not an F, but we'll just throw him in D tier for now for Brett Wisely. It was fun to watch. I like the kid, but he wasn't anything spectacular this year for the Giants. Then we have, of course, the closer, Camilo Doval, ladies and gentlemen. Camilo Doval started out the year S tier. He was absolutely superb, fantastic. But towards the end of the year, started to blow a few saves. He got a little rattled at times. I don't think the pitch clock agrees with Doval. He's a guy who needs to take his time, get his composure out there. And because of some blown saves towards the end, I'm going to drop him to A tier. He's still got 39 saves. He's our bona fide closer. At least we have that role on lockdown. So I feel like an A for Doval. Brady Domina just put, you guys you're reading my mind. Doval was an S, but fell. Roeder says, damn, you people are harsh. We don't play. We don't play. So I'm going to give an A for Doval. Next up is the rookie by the name of Casey Schmidt. Casey Schmidt came off the gates superior. Future Hall of Famer. it was the hottest start for a rookie that I can remember. He slowed down a little bit, fell down to A tier, slowed down a little more, fell down to B tier, and then he just started to suck. He really started to suck. But towards the end, after he got sent back down, came back up, he hit 2 home runs in that last game. The only thing that was exciting about the game, like literally, were the 2 home runs from my man. I'm going to promote my man, Casey Schmidt, to a B because he got hot at the end, started hot, finished hot, the middle, not too great. Casey Schmidt, B tier for the man with the plan. I'm going to B tier for Casey Schmidt. It was his rookie year. It was his rookie year. We can't be too harsh on him. So I think all in all, based on that start and finish, I'm going to give him a B. That last one of the last games of the year, he hit those 2 home runs. So next up, Elliot Ramos. Been at one of our top prospects for many years, going back to 2017. Finally made it through the minors, made his big league debut. Not this year, but hit his first big league home run this year. And other than that, though, Ramos just hasn't put it together at the big league level. He hasn't hit for average, not much power, not much clutch hits, not a lot of playing time, up and down. Showed some promise in the minor leagues and AAA this year, but I think D is the best I can do for Elliot Ramos this year. Elliot Ramos, D, hurts. You could say in A, not enough playing time. You could say in A, but I feel like he's had the opportunities to show what he can do and hasn't really come through yet. So maybe he hasn't got a rhythm going. Maybe there's an excuse for that, but as of now, I still have hope for Ramos. I'm not giving up on Ramos. We got a future with Ramos. I hope. I mean, if next year he doesn't get it done, there could be a day where we move on from Ramos. He goes to some other teams, bounces around the minor leagues or whatever, but I still got hope for Ramos. But this year, I can't do much better than that. Who the hell is this? Is this Junis? Jacob Junis. If I say someone wrong, let me know before but I think this is Junis. Junis quietly is solid. He really is. I mean, I feel like he goes in there, limits runs, limits hits. I'm not saying he's an ace. I'm not saying he's, I wouldn't mind him in the rotation in the 4 or 5 spot, but coming in for some long relief here and there, for some regular bullpen work, starter here and there, started a couple games. But Jacob Junis, I feel like deserves to be in the rotation even. Based on the rotation we had this year, I'm hoping next year we'll pick up some free agents and that won't be necessary, but I can't give Junis. I can't give Junis any lower than a C. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of y'all might think. I hear like DFA Junis. He had a couple of outings where he got rocked, but I think Junis is okay. Okay, now I'm not saying great, but okay. Let's throw Junis with a C, borderline B. I think C plus for Junis, B minus, borderline B minus. He can eat up some innings, and when we're getting crushed, he'll come in and just try to keep things close. I don't hate Junis at all. I wouldn't mind to see him back in spring training, shot to make the team. I was going to say this is JD Davis. JD Davis. So JD Davis has been really nice since we picked him up. It was obviously a great trade for Ruff. JD has hit some key home runs, had a walk-off earlier this year, some great bombs. He does get into slumps. He does kind of go away for a while, like can't hit for a while, but then he comes back. I feel like he played solid, played healthy. I think he's a B minus, C plus type guy. I think he did just enough. I feel like JD Davis is a B. Maybe that's a little too generous, but I'm going to go JD Davis, B. And I would agree with Highlight Glory. He says Junis should get more chances to start next year. What's up, everyone? Daniel B. So, yeah, we're going to throw JD into B tier. Davis B 100. Next up, we got Jock Peterson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jock Peterson should come out there and hit you at least 20, preferably 30 bombs. Big production type guy. That's what he's here for. And I don't think it happened this year. made some errors in the outfield. How many home runs did he hit? I mean, I don't have these stats in front of me. We're just going based on memory, but 12, 13 homers this year, 230 batting average. I feel like that's about what we got from Jock this year. And it wasn't that good. I think it's generous to give him a C, maybe a C minus. Just he hit some good home runs. There were a few games where we didn't do nothing, but Jock hit a home run or two and made it watchable. So I'll give him credit for that. But he also has a few games where he went out there and didn't play well at all and made some critical errors in the outfield. So we'll throw Jock in C tier. M. Billy's a huge Jock fan, wants him in S superior. He wants him to be in the S tier. We'll throw him in a C tier. John Brebbia, another guy who quietly comes out of the pen, gets the job done, keeps the game close. He pitched in a lot of losses this year where the game was over by the 6th inning. By the time he came in, nobody cared, but he went in there and throws a 1-2-3 inning and tries to keep games close. And I feel like John Brebbia, since his name starts with a B, belongs in the B tier. And since he came off Tommy John, we signed him, the former Cardinal. He's been really good for the Giants. I mean, what you expect from him? You don't expect, he's not closer. He's not going to go out there and blow everyone away. I mean, he has good strikeout stuff, but he's not quite Doval level. But I feel like Brebbia has been okay. I think a little bit underrated. What did I say? The Karaoke said, now come on home. Eric, where were you in 2004? Last time Twin won a play. I was in Korea, South Korea. Brebbia, a B. Honestly, Brebbia, very mediocre. Well, we could argue over Brebbia, but for now, I got him in B tier. Lamont Wade started this year superior. He was superb. He was fantastic. He was extraordinary. I felt like he should have been an all-star. The on-base percentage was next level, but he kind of slumped in the second half and still was very productive this year. Hit a few home runs. The power was, not insane, but a few nice bombs and just helped the team win games. Helped the team win games by getting on base, being a good leadoff hitter, trying to make things happen. But because of the slump in the second half, I drop him to A tier for the time being. A tier, maybe B. Jock, I give a C to, the Karaoke. He didn't get his due glory. I hope Jock comes back. I don't think he will. I think Jock's going to sign somewhere else. I wouldn't mind to have him back, but he's not your main power hitting superstar. And this year kind of showed it. And of course, he might have been utilized wrong. I think he's should be like a full-time DH. Throw him in that lineup every day, unless you're going to give an outfielder a day off. I think he has a big season left in that bat where he can hit 30 home runs. It just wasn't for us this year. Up next is Logan Webb. Logan Webb, he wasn't that. S tier for Logan Webb. Yes, the first superb season. Forget the record. He didn't get run support. The run support was abysmal this year for Logan Webb, but he was sharp. He was extraordinary. He gave the Giants chances to win. He was our ace. He was the one guy you can rely on. 1 out of 5 you can rely on, who's going to go out there and give you a chance to win. He had maybe 2 really tough outings this year. But other than that, he was either great or really good. And, Webb is not even, he came up, he wasn't going to be like an ace. And he just turned into one, with that cold-blooded performance in the 2021 playoffs. That's when I knew this dude is legit. And he had a great year. And I think next year's going to be even better. I'm hoping he's in Cy Young talk. And this is a future Giants legend, future Wall of Famer. Let's freaking go. I love Logan Webb. I'm giving him an S. An S for superb. You know it. Brebbia didn't get his due glory. S for Webb, but Brebbia B. I think that I love Brebbia. I really do like Brebbia coming out. This is Luis Matos. Matos was good this year. He wasn't bad. He was a rookie. Hit his first big league homer. He didn't come out like scorching hot, okay, like Casey Schmidt. He didn't come out like he's going to the Hall of Fame, but he also didn't come out like a total bust. He came out hitting around 250, driving in some runs, a few extra base hits here and there. Nothing embarrassing defensively. Made a couple of bad decisions, a couple of rookie mistakes, but I like what I saw from Matos. I'm gonna throw him based on expectations. I'm gonna throw him in the B tier. I like Matos. Some may say C. Kayla says, can you read my comment? You think D-backs can take the Dodgers out in the NLDS or the Braves? It's baseball. I think they can. I sure do. I'm not saying they will, but I think they can. So most of y'all think Matos is more like a C, but maybe so. I mean, but for a rookie, again, based on expectations, a guy like Matos could come up and, he hit a lot better than Ramos did. And Ramos was supposed to be the big prospect. So let's give a shout out to Matos for a decent rookie year. Is this Luke Jackson? I think this is Luke Jackson up next here. Took me a second. I was like, who is this? Luke Jackson. I should know his face, but he kind of just, again, another guy who kind of quietly comes out of the bullpen and pitches really well, kind of like Brebbia, but I think he was even better than Brebbia this year. I think Luke Jackson went out there and kept games close ever since he also had Tommy John with the Braves. We had to wait for him to come off the IL, and he goes out there and puts up zeros. Usually we lose those games because we're already lost, but that's not his fault. He goes out there and does his job, and I'm going to put a B for Luke Jackson. I feel like that's the kind of season that we had from him. Very solid, and I'm going to give him a B. Smash the like button today. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you're new here. We have 19 people, 16 likes. Very nice ratio right there. Next up is Miguel Conforto. Michael Conforto is up next. And he's a guy you expected. We signed him to hit home runs to get back to his days that he was back with the Mets, hitting 30, 40 bombs maybe, hitting 260, 270. Didn't really happen. Stayed okay. I mean, he went on the injury list a couple times. He was relatively healthy. Hit a few nice home runs, but I don't think he was anything like what we wanted. Pretty much just average for Conforto. Give him a C. He was okay. He was okay, right? Nothing great. Decent. C minus, yeah. Up next is, we'll do that, Robert Arthur. Gonna give some collective grades here soon. Maybe today, maybe after this, maybe after we do finish this ranking here. But up next is Michael Yastrzemski. Mike Yastrzemski is next. So Mike, I don't feel like was that great this year. I mean, he had a great, he came up off the gate hot in 2019 and 2020. It was like, dude, this guy's going to the Wall of Fame. This guy's going to be a Giants legend. And he sort of slowed down in the last couple of years. He'll strike out from time to time. He'll give you a couple of platinum sombreros here and there, at least golden sombreros, a couple of hat tricks. But he did hit some clutch home runs. He's a clutch hitter. Defensively, he's pretty good, even, notwithstanding the forgetting how many outs there were. And that was the day I played taps. I kind of felt like he had tapped out, so I went ahead and tapped out. But Mike Yastrzemski, I didn't think he had the best of seasons. Not the worst of seasons. C. Spent some time on the IL. Mediocre year for him. Still got hope that he can come through next year and do better. Get back to his 2019, 2020 ways. But not this year. Is this Mitch Haniger? Is Mitch Haniger? Yeah, this is Mitch Haniger. Mitch Haniger, these photos are tiny. Mitch Haniger barely played this year. Lots of injuries, not all his fault. One time he got hit on the arm, but he just didn't give us the production. He kind of signed in the same vein as Michael Conforto, like he's supposed to go back to his old days with the Mariners in this case, back when he was hitting 39 home runs, back when he was really driving in runs. And instead we got kind of broken down, injury-prone season. Hit a couple of bombs for us. I don't know, man. I feel like it's a D. For Haniger. I feel like it's a D, so we're going to throw him there. No Fs yet, but that could change. Patrick Bailey. Came up hot his rookie year, just kind of like Schmidt. Maybe not as hot as Schmidt, but he came up swinging. Great arm, great framer, great catcher, great defense. But he did slow down a little bit. Strikeout rate's a little up. He's got some work to do, got some developing to do. Not quite, ready to go out there and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll be a full-time catcher next year. But this year wasn't quite ready for that. But he still gave us some solid games and struggled a bit down the stretch. But I like what I saw from Bailey this year. And B, solid B for Patrick Bailey, the first round pick. Kona Island says A or an S. Michael Roder says can't give a D to Haniger. He didn't play enough. Well, that's my point. I mean, when he did play, he wasn't good. Wasn't that great. And I think he played enough that, how many at-bats did he have this year? I'm throwing him a D. I'm giving him a D. You could throw him in NA. That's another option, but I think he was signed to be a big part of the offense this year. He was supposed to be a major part of the team this year. He was on the IL multiple times. He started the season on the IL. I mean, maybe we can't blame him for that. But DeSclafani didn't even pitch at all. He has a major injury. He hasn't even pitched at all. But when you're off and on the IL, and when you're healthy and not producing, that's kind of why he was supposed to be a major part of this team. B for Bailey. Up next, Ross Stripling. F tier. Ross Stripling, I don't think he got a win all year. Did he get a win this year? He was supposed to be a part of the rotation, came out the gates as basically the best home run derby pitcher of all time, gave up bomb after bomb after bomb, put him on the IL. Then he complained that it was the phantom IL and that he could help this team because he's got the experience. So we put him back. I don't know if that's why, but they put him back in the active roster, and then he just continued to not pitch well. He had a couple of decent outings, but I mean, position players have decent outings from time to time. I mean, you could just get lucky and they pop up and you ground out and you get it through the inning. But overall, Stripling, I never really felt confident or comfortable with him in the game. And I can't do much better than an F for Ross Stripling. Next year, he'll probably opt in. We'll have to have him again next season. So we'll see next year for Strip. But for this year, F. Ryan Walker was really good this year. Ryan Walker was better than y'all might remember. He started some games, did some good long relief, did some good short relief, did some good opening performances. And Ryan Walker, he was kind of the hot pitcher, pitching prospect, Beck too, but Ryan Walker was really good this year. I don't know if you could throw him in A tier with Doval and Wade. Maybe that's too much. But I don't know. Maybe so. Borderline A-, B+ for Ryan Walker. I might need some help on this one. What do you guys think of Ryan Walker? Because I think B+, solid B+ for Ryan Walker. Really solid. Maybe A- for Ryan Walker. You know what? We need to get some more people in the A column. And Ryan Walker deserves it. Okay? A for Ryan Walker. We want some more A's up in here. Let's balance the scales here. We got 1 S, 1 F, 3 A's, 4 D's. It's evening out. Mediocre team, mediocre. The opener who opened a lot of games. That's the new nickname that I'm going to try to stick with him. And that is Alexander. Scott Alexander opened quite a few games. Some of them he did well. Some of them he did not. He gave up a run or two. He came in in relief, helped quite a bit, did okay. I remember the bad outings more than the good, just because, again, he opened so many games that it's just like you give up 2 or 3 runs in the first inning. I feel like we're already off to a horrible start and likely to lose the game. And I always remember that. So Scott Alexander, I don't have fond memories of him this year, but when you think about as an entire year, I don't think he was that bad. Probably C tier for him, for Scott Alexander. Maybe B. It is what it is. But I do appreciate all the support. First half C, second half D. Yeah, C minus. Yeah, he kind of fell apart, Alexander. I'll throw him as a C. He had some decent outings. He was good and bad. So, yeah. Yeah, Walker, a 33rd round pick to come up here and pitch well like he did. That's why we're going A tier. Sean Manaea, it felt like he would join his buddy Stripling down here in the F column to start the year because both these guys were like the big pitchers, pitching signings that were supposed to complete our rotation, and they both sucked right out the gate. But Manaea got better as the season went along, and then he got even better. I mean, I think that he really kind of warmed up, and by the end of the year, I think he might barely sneak into C column. I think he might barely make it into C, which is a miracle for Manaea because he was not good earlier in the season. But he did fall apart a little bit. Had some tough games as well in the second half. But I'm throwing Manaea in the C column because I'm actually excited to see what he can bring next year if he's back. So I think that Manaea, when you take it all together, it was average. I mean, he's never been a 20-game freaking winner. He's not a Cy Young candidate. He's not that type of pitcher. Even when he was with the A's, with the Padres, he had his struggles. So Manaea has been pretty good here in the last few couple months. So C for Manaea. Then we have Taylor Rogers. Taylor Rogers, the lefty. Not so great this year as what you would expect from him. He's really struggled here in the last few outings to finish the year. He's just giving up runs galore. And he's supposed to be the better of the Rogers twins. So Taylor, I'm going to say, based on expectations, I can't do better than a C. I mean, he had some good outings. He came in and pitched well at times. But as a full product of what you expect, a guy who used to be like one of the premier closers in the game when he was with the Twins. He was one of the better closers in the games. That's why the Padres picked him up. And then he didn't pitch that great with them. And so the Giants end up with him. And Taylor, C. Taylor, C. Michael Roder says, what the hell, Eric? I don't know who you're referring to. Solid C+. Well, the last two guys I put as C. So I put Manaea as a C, and I put Rogers as a C. And I put, you gotta tell me who you're talking about because my chat might not be exactly lined up in the same time as the live stream. So next up is this is Thairo Estrada. He had a really great start to the year. I think he had a fantastic season. Went into a little bit of slumps here and there in the second half, kind of like the whole team. He slowed down in the second half, but hit some big home runs. So many games where Thairo Estrada would hit the first home run of the game, get the Giants started on the scoreboard with a solo shot. Oftentimes we go on to lose that game, but Thairo Estrada hit a lot of impressive bombs, some really nice plays defensively. He's a big leaguer. I mean, he's just a solid guy you want in the lineup. And I'm looking forward to Thairo being our second baseman next year as well. I have no problem with that. Thairo's one of the few guys who I see continuing to be a part of this team, even when we finally get better and get back into playoff baseball and compete for a World Series. I can see Thairo still a part of this team. I can see him long-term right here. The next Robbie Thompson, long-term second baseman for the Giants. Thairo Estrada, I'm giving him an A for a very nice season. Thairo Estrada, A. We only got 4 more left. Beck. Tristan Beck. I watched him pitch with the River Cats in AAA back in April, and I was really impressed. And then he got promoted. I went to his first big league game. Pitched pretty well. And then for the rest of the year, nice. I mean, a nice solid arm. Someone you didn't really expect. You weren't counting on. He wasn't one of our top prospects. I feel like Kyle Harrison is missing in this list. We may have to rank him. But yeah, no, Beck, we'll throw Beck in. He had some bad games too. Had some good and bad games. But I think he maybe B tier for Beck. Maybe B tier for Beck based on expectations. as a rookie guy coming up. I'm going to give him a B. B tier for Tristan Beck. Then we have Tyler Rogers. Tyler Rogers has been really good for this team for a number of years. He spent too much time in AAA, in my opinion. We could have had him even sooner. I think he pitched better than his brother, even though Taylor's supposed to be the better pitcher. Tyler this year was more effective, did have a few bad outings. He would come out the gate sometimes like walking guys and just off. But when he's on, he hits his spots. He gets us out of jams, keeps games close, gives the Giants a chance to come back. Oftentimes we didn't. But I'm going to give a B to Tyler Rogers. A B. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to get into some comments here before we move on to the last two. You guys are awesome. Michael Roeder, Tyler, C+. Robert Rutherford, to be fair, excluding around 2 players, all the other players need to improve. True that. Tyler, a B. B+ for Estrada. Michael Roeder, 100%. 100%. Michael Brittingham, what's going on? Ray's season ended earlier than expected. You can say that again. That was crazy. Taylor, a C. Yeah, Taylor, C+. Let's go ahead and do the next guy. His name is, you might have heard of him, Wilmer Flores. My vote for San Francisco Giants 2023 most valuable player, and easily S tier. A superior season for the great Wilmer Flores. So many big moments for him. Home runs when no one else would come through. He would be the only offensive production of the game multiple times. And he just stayed consistent all year long, keeping that batting average around 300, give or take. And he was just extraordinary this year. Wilmer Flores is an S. He will share that with my man, Logan Webb. Joey Bart barely played this year. You can throw him where you want. I mean, defensively, he's pretty solid. He works with the staff well, but he strikes out too much. And I know our other catchers strike out too, but Joey Bart also has a very low batting average. Not even any power. No home runs this year. He had a nice double down in Houston during that series, RBI double that helped the Giants out, went to win that game. So I do remember that. But really not enough to rank him, to be honest. If I had to, I'd probably throw him in D tier, but we're going to wait for next year for an official ranking for Joey Bart, because he just, he didn't earn the playing time this year. And I feel like he's running out of time to prove himself here. As a second overall pick, Joey Bart has got to show something, and he's got to show something quick. So, yeah, either an F or a not applicable. An F or a not applicable for Joey Bart. I kind of feel like throwing him in an F just so Stripling's not lonely here. Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. But the honest pick is I don't think there was enough of a sample size. So it is what it is, guys. There you have it. That's my rating. That's my grades for each player. I feel like, there's going to be a lot of disagreements. If you're checking this video after the fact, after I've already finished the stream, put a comment down below. I'll check on the comments here in the next couple of days. Let me know what you think of this tier ranking here for these 24 players. I feel like I felt like there was someone missing. And why is Harrison not on the list? Because is he hurt or something? Shouldn't Kyle Harrison be on that 40-man list? I feel like he should. But yeah, we got the W today. And the W is a successful tier ranking. And we'll take that one. Other than that, there's no Giants game. But I don't know. Yeah, Kyle Harrison wasn't on the list for some reason. But Kyle, I would have to say, rookie year, that great opening game at Oracle Park. His first appearance at Oracle was amazing. Solid B for Kyle Harrison. Solid B for Kyle Harrison. Farhan was lying in his interview. He was lying. Blue Jays have been eliminated. Look at all our F players. Yeah. I don't think anyone deserves an F, maybe, except maybe, and that's a big maybe, because even He had a couple of decent outings, but I gave an F to Stripling. PK Man, Mr. Baby question. Thank you guys for being here. Hand is up. PK Man, what's the question? Let me know the question and we'll bounce on out of here. I just wanted to do this. I do have other videos to work on. We'll check out the playoffs while we're here. If you don't want to know about the playoffs, spoiler alert, because we're going to check on playoff scores. But yeah, that's my ranking right here. That's my ranking right here. PK Man, Farhan is delusional. What's your question, PK Man? What's your question, PK Man? But yeah, it's in the 9th inning. Toronto is down 2-0. Last chance for them to try to win that game and stay alive. It looks like Minnesota's looking to sweep and finally win a playoff round. I figured they would because I didn't pick them, because every time I pick them, they lose. It looks like Minnesota, and I was almost going to pick them, but it looks like Minnesota is fixing to move on, and they are moving on. They just won. It's just a wrap. Final score 2-0. Minnesota's moving on. Texas 7-1. They're moving on. Philadelphia is up 1-0 in that series. That's a game that's going to be starting here tonight. Milwaukee is up 2-0 in that game. In Milwaukee, Diamondbacks won game 1. So that's your update right here on the playoffs. And I want to thank you guys for showing up. Hey, I said I was going to do some live streams in the off season. We're already live. Playoffs. You kidding me? Thank you guys for checking out today's tier ranking. As for overall team this year, I'm giving them a C-. A C- just because the first half can't be excluded. The first half was decent for the Giants this year. We won 10 games in a row, but the meltdown and everything, C-, D+. And it feels worse than that, but I'm going to say a C- because of some of the really fun rookies who came up and some of the first half success that we had. So that's all I can say about that. Thank you guys for being here for this tier ranking, and have a wonderful day. We're having more streams to come. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. Thank you, everybody. I saw all the regulars were here, and I do appreciate that. Let's talk to you guys in the next one, and enjoy the playoffs. We'll have some playoff update videos as well coming up. Until then, we're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it live. So we'll talk to you guys next time. I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa. Jeff Passan has the Giants getting Chris Bryant. I am taking the Atlanta Braves.